Hello. Welcome to RoboPie. Robotics. Perceptrons. Semantic AI. Conceptual RI.
Okay, in this video, Alysha is going to put the words in the dictionary for us. So this is all in Python here. This is a brand new main Python, and then we're going to have our files class, which we're going to need to update, and we have an eSpeak pie, which we're also going to need to update. I'll go over this stuff later. This is all the imports and setting up instantiating classes. Then we have a little routine here. This method is called add word, and we'll talk about this later on. And down here is the main program. It's just a while loop that runs always, and it just loops forever, and it goes clear to the end of the program, which is only here less than 50 lines. And so we're just going to go through this while loop first, since this is the main program. And what we're going to do right now is actually run the program, and I'll explain what's going on as we run it. So when we run it, we should see a terminal window open up at the bottom.
May I please have a new word?
Okay, Alysha just said, "May I please have a new word?" And then she asks me to enter the word here. You have to click down here into the terminal window and type in the word that you want her to add to the dictionary. So let's type in code cage. Okay, and then we enter.
The word you entered is code cage. Would you like me to add it to the dictionary?
Okay, here she said the word you entered is, and then she says the word that you entered, in this case was code cage, and then we get the foamies for that word. The word foamies equals, and we call the eSpeak routine for foamies, and we pass it the word that we just typed in, and we get the foamies for just that word, and here they are. So now Alysha has both the word that we want to add, and she has the foamies for the word. And now she asks, would you like to add the word? She actually said this, would you like me to add the word to the dictionary? And then the answer is an input statement down here. Y equals yes, S equals stop. So I'm having an option here to either say yes, stop, or I can just do nothing and just enter. And the three options are down here. If I say yes, she will indeed add the word to the word dictionary by calling this routine add word, which was up at the top here. This is the add word routine we'll look at next. So that's if I say yes, she'll add the word to the dictionary. If I enter with an S, the program will simply stop here. It'll just quit running. And if I just press an enter key, it'll pass. It'll just go back to the top of the loop, and she'll ask me, may I please have a new word? And she didn't enter this one to the dictionary. So let's have her enter this word to the dictionary. We just type a Y here. Remember, you have to click down here in the terminal and then type a Y and enter.
May I please have a new word?
Okay, it's already starting. May I please have a new word? She's asking for another word. She has already added the code cage, was the word we told her to add. This is the dictionary printed out before she adds the word, and this is the dictionary printed out after she adds the word. Here's the new word, code cage. Here's the foamies for code cage. And this program's still running now. She just asked me, may I have a new word? And I could give her a new word. Let's try it. Spider. Is that how you spell spider? No. There we go. Enter.
The word you entered is spider. Would you like me to add it to the dictionary?
Yes, add the word to the dictionary.
May I please have a new word?
Okay, she's asking, may I please have a new word? Notice she added the word spider and to the dictionary along with the foamies. Enter a new word here. We're done. I'm gonna quit out of this. I didn't give an option on this line. S will not work here to stop the program. So what you can do is Control Z, and that will stop the program. So this is, I'm actually I'm moving on. I'm actually working on doing this in a GUI instead of the terminal with Windows. I mean, it's on Linux, but it'll be in GUI Windows. So now that we did this, let's just real quick take a look at our dictionary. It would be an eSpeak data. AI, we're working in the AI dictionary that we had created before. And AI list is the list. And there they are. Code cage and spider have been added to the dictionary list. And this has already been compiled. So these words are already compiled into the actual AI the dictionary that she uses for the language. So she not only adds them to the dictionary list, but then she compiles it too. And now let's go back up to the program. I'll just close this terminal window altogether. Okay, so that's how the loop works. We went through the while loop when the program was running, and we saw what all it did. Let's see now how she adds the word to the dictionary. Well, first of all, let's take a look at the header. We import the subprocess as normal, like we always do. We do the command line call, clear the screen, terminal window. And then we import eSpeak, and we import file class. And we're going to go modify both of those classes. And then we instantiate the eSpeak voice with Alysha so that we have the correct voice. And then we make the file name equal to our AI list. And that has to be in the correct directory. And you already know how to get that path using the home folder. And then we instantiate the file class with this file name so that it's pointing to this AI list. So we're all instantiated by the time we get down to here. And then when she wants to add a word to the dictionary, she calls this method right here. And this method, add word, is passed the word we want to add, and it's also passed the word foamies that we found for that word. So we have the word and the foamies when we come here. We read the file like before. We get the lines of the dictionary. This is reading the AI list file, dictionary file. And then we append the new line. We add a new line at the beginning of it. And then we add the word that we had passed in. We add a tab, character 9 is tab, and then we add the foamies. And then, now this was appended to the lines list, and then we just write the lines back out to the dictionary using the file class write file. And then after I do that, I reread the file after we had written it out, and this automatically prints the file out, and that way we can see that it was indeed updated. And the next line compiles the binary diction. Result es.compile. We're going to have to go write this routine because you don't have it yet. I printed these results. Actually, we don't need the results here, and we don't need this result here either. All we need to do is call the compile. Okay. So that's that for that. Hey, we're done with the main. I just told you everything you need to know about this main to have a voice ask you if you want to add a word to the dictionary. You type the word in and the voice adds the word to the dictionary and even compiles it after it's done. But what we had to do, a couple things. In the file class, remember we wrote this in some previous video. In the file class we have read file. The only difference we had to make here was to add this right here in this with open self.name, comma, right. We have to put another comma and add this encoding equals, quote, UTF-8, end quote. So you have to do that encoding equals UTF-8. There is no hyphen or underscore, it's just UTF-8. That has to be there for this dictionary to work properly. You have to use that UTF-8 encoding. So this, we read it in with that UTF-8 coding. And the other place where we have to change it is in the write file, the same place. When we open the file for writing, we have to add that encoding equals UTF-8. You have to add that. On those two lines, both of those methods have to have that UTF-8 coding. That's all we have to do to this file class. Just add those encoding lines. They have to be there, otherwise it doesn't work. You have to use that UTF-8 encoding. eSpeak doesn't like anything else. Okay, and the other thing we needed to do was this es.compile. We have to make that. So we go to the eSpeak.py. This is the eSpeak utility class that we did in tutorial 4 some time ago. We just go right down to the bottom. We don't have to do anything other than add this routine right here at the bottom. We just add a new method, and we define it as compile, and we pass it self, which means that back over in main, going back over to main now, when we call it, we don't have to pass it anything because it automatically gets passed itself over here in the eSpeak class. So it comes in here with nothing. We don't pass anything to it. We just call it. Remember, it doesn't need the path of the AI list file. It doesn't need to have that because we're in that. In fact, I have to tell you about that. We have our Python program in the same directory with the AI list. I'll show you that in a minute. But that's why we don't need to worry about that. All we need to worry about is the voice, but we've already instantiated with the correct voice. We've instantiated this class with the correct voice, and that's why we're using this self. We have the correct voice already in here. So we build the command line, and the command line is eSpeak -- compile equals, no space after the equals, because the voice comes right next with no space. And so that's the command line right there. eSpeak -- compile equals voice name. And I was passing the result here, but I really don't need that result. I really don't need to pass anything back. It's just not necessary. I'm going to take that out. I don't need those. There's no need to pass anything back. I was going to pass back if it had an error. You could do that if you wanted to, but anyway, here we just use the command line.run and the command, which we had just constructed right here. Shell equals true has to be there. We don't need capture output. We don't need that because we're not We're not doing it. Oh, maybe we do want capture output. I think we do want that. Otherwise, it might spit it all out on our. Yeah, you better capture the output. Otherwise, it might spit it out. We don't want it to do that. So that's good. Yeah, that's the compile routine. So we had to add that little 3-line thing here. Let's go back. Let's save this. Okay, I made a few changes here. Let's go back and see if it still runs. What do we do?
May I please have a new word?
Yes, you may. Let's give you the word. Whoop. See, I'm not in the terminal window. You have to click in the terminal window before you type the word in. Frankenstein. I bet she doesn't say this right.
The word you entered is Frankenstein.
Oh, not too bad.
Would you like me to add it to the dictionary?
Sure, why not?
May I please have a new word?
Okay, it must have worked properly because the program would have crashed or she wouldn't have spoken there if she had messed it up. Because she actually did compile that dictionary. Notice here she added the word Frankenstein along with the foamies. And again, you can go back in and change these foamies however you like afterwards. If you want to like modify them using that eSpeak edit program. But this is just to show you that now I have Alysha adding words to the dictionary for me instead of having to do that all manually like we did in the last video. So I guess that's it. That's it. Oh, the program's still running. How do I get out of it now? The program's running and I closed the terminal window. How do you open the terminal window? I messed myself up here. Can you just do terminal? Yeah, it's still there. Okay. See, it's still running. I have to do a Control Z to shut the program off. I don't like that. We're gonna do like I say, I'm going over to a GUI where we won't need the IDE at all. We can just run the program directly from the GUI. Oh, there was one other thing I had to show you. I have to show you this because it's not going to work unless you do this. The other thing, let me just save that and we'll close out of here. I guess we can close this entirely. We have to go to Home Directory, eSpeak Data, the AI folder. I put these programs in here. Here's eSpeak, the eSpeak class, the files class, and the main py. These all have to be in this AI directory in order to compile AI list and AI rules. You have to when you run that compile command, that you have to be running it from this directory. Or you could move AI rules and AI list into the directory where you have your main Python program running. But your program has to be running in the same directory with those two lists so that it compiles correctly. So I hope this wasn't too confusing. Figure it out. I'm sure you'll get it running. And that's it. We're done. This is the 5th video. I'm done with these videos now. So I'll see you next time.
Thanks for watching. Please subscribe. And if you can help, please support the channel. Thank you.